Road. Since the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council, it was recommended as consultant for the Art Village project and now for the waterfront property by the Chamber of Commerce. I too questioned why local firms providing local jobs were such as Kim Lehorn, an associate, Schulke, Biddle, and Stoddard, and others were not suggested for the work or allowed to bid, and you did touch on that earlier. But competition through private sector is healthy, and we get the best product in the end. The Treasure Coast Regional, when Mr. O'Connor stated in the recent rec meeting that he's not sure we could find anyone else better to handle this process, Mr. Busha, he said, can help the city find grants and other functions and make it all happen. At the same time, Mr. O'Connor said he did not want this to be a government program. With respect, the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council is, by definition, the big government program funded with taxpayers' money. And I'm certain Mr. Busha will give you everything you want as long as you bend to his wishes, especially when it comes to the new comp plan, rezoning, heights, density, transportation, and his specialty, HUD, housing and transit-oriented development. Wait for it. You have the benefit of my 5 years' experience on this. At the design charrettes, the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council told us not to talk about money. You remember they had it on the white chalkboard. Do not talk about money. Shh. We were told at this podium that money for the Art Village project would be funded by the Cultural Art Council. In fact, the Art Village will be funded directly from the taxpayer. And as a member of the Taxpayer Association, I would like to know from this council exactly how much out-of-pocket taxes will be used to fund this project. The taxpayer deserves transparency. We were told by this council that the project merely is to, quote, preserve what we already have. Well, there's an amphitheater on the wish list and a sports complex as well, while the city can't even afford to light the Bob Summers ball field at night or provide adequate lifeguard or police staffing. Where are our priorities? I recently attended a presentation at the Riverside Theater where a smorgasbord of grant money was showcased for the Cultural Council. Just take what you want and bill the taxpayer. We spent millions widening the twin pairs. Now we want to spend millions more narrowing to slow down 28,800 vehicles per day. The Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council is re-engineering our town while the taxpayer pays for it, and you rubber stamp the plan. Isn't our own metropolitan planning organization capable of planning our traffic patterns? And by the way, I don't recall if any of you who ran for office campaigned for home rule of law and local decision making, but I would like to see a candidate consider that in the next election. First topic, 3 minutes. Second topic, 3 minutes. Much less than 3 minutes. In considering the matter of where to place public comment on the city meeting agendas, I thought I would provide options for how other cities and counties address this. In Orlando, for example, public comment is placed at the end of the agenda and the meetings are not televised. However, any item coming up for a vote or that is quasi-judicial will include public comment. In Martin County, they have public comment at the beginning of the meeting as well as at the end, and for those members of the public who were unable to arrive earlier. In the city of Stuart, public comment is open to the public throughout the entire meeting. If an item number is toward the end of the agenda and an attendee has to leave early, they can request to address the item earlier in the meeting. In Sebastian, public comment has been pushed to the end of the agenda. We know from experience that this can lead to a filibuster, as it did when 30 to 40 people from the public were not allowed to speak, about 750 on the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council, coincidentally, but were instead forced to wait while the council extended their discussion on coupons from Burger King for senior citizens until the clock ran out. Also, the televising of their meetings is being cut back, which is unfortunate for the public. In summary, I suggest that public comment remain at the beginning of the meetings, and I commend this council on trying to correct some of the video that you're televising our meetings. We really appreciate that, and as always, we thank you for the privilege of